Hello everyone, my name is Adrian Mist. Recently, after 20 years of playing drums as right-handed, I've started playing them as left-handed. That eventually led me to the idea that I want to share today. It's stop wasting your practice time. You see, I've got the idea of the left-handed approach many years ago, because I was born as lefty, so I write and eat with my left hand in my usual life, daily life. But when I started playing drums, what I was told that it's gonna be easier for me to play as right-handed. At that moment I wasn't in control of that question, so I took it for granted and I decided to stick with it. And after some time, when I had already put a lot of effort into playing as right-handed, the idea of switching to the left side was like, well, it's too late. And when I thought about it, different voices in my head started to say that, come on, it's gonna take so much time, or it's gonna be so inconvenient, because how are you going to play gigs like on festivals where there are several bands, so it's gonna take a long time to change the setup, and so on and so on. Obviously, all the information that I was surrounded was coming from right-handed people, so I could find videos, tutorials only of right-handed people, and I was afraid. I was afraid to change things. But now, when I finally decided to follow my nature, when I decided to switch the sides, so for now I've been playing as left-handed for a couple of months. I already can tell you that it's much more easier for me. And now I'm looking back at the years that I spent struggling with a lot of things, mainly with my right foot, because my right foot brought me a lot of problems in terms of speed, precision, like fast double bass drumming, fast doubles, anything. Like I couldn't lay them properly, so I spent hours and hours practicing and practicing, because I thought, like, if everyone around can do that, so it means that I just haven't put enough effort into it yet. But now I can see that the situation isn't so. I was trying to achieve the same level as people who basically start with different level of skill. Like they possess different abilities. When I started to compare myself with other drummers, I could see that, come on, they could play like 200 BPM, like when they got, I don't know, 20 to like 25 at least. Like, I was still feeling uncomfortable at that speed, even though like I would understand if I didn't practice that at all. Yeah, that wouldn't be a problem. Okay, yeah, I don't practice it, but I practiced for hours and hours, like for years. I practiced double bass drumming, and it didn't bring me the result that I wanted. And what I want to say here is that, of course, my problem is quite specific, but maybe you can find the same problem in your area. Maybe you are doing something because just someone else told you to do so, or you saw some video on YouTube that a guy is doing like that kind of exercise, or is using this kind of technique and it works for him, and you like think, okay, I just need to work for like my whole life to get to this level. Maybe it isn't so. Maybe the problem isn't in the fact that you aren't spending enough time. Maybe it's just not your thing. What I'm talking about is that you have to really listen to your body. You need to understand the needs of your body and the abilities of your body. So don't try just copying like that everything that you see. You have to reflect on what you are doing. Next time, for example, when you're struggling with something and you're feeling frustration, So stop just for a moment and think about your feelings, what you feel at that moment. Because I had the feeling for years that I should play as a lefty, but I just ignored that feeling. So now, in hindsight, I can understand that it's always been there, this idea. So it was always on the surface. I wasn't just brave enough to try it out. So we all have a limited amount of time that we could spend practicing. So the idea to repeat that someone else does could be a good for an experiment, but you have to decide how much time you are ready to give it, to try it out. Because if things don't work for you, at some point you probably need to change your approach, because the worst mistake of people is to do the same thing, continue doing the same thing, and expect a different outcome. So I encourage you to think for yourself. So listen to your body, listen to your feelings, and don't be afraid to follow your nature. Don't be afraid to do things that don't seem right for others. They may not be right for them, but it may be right for you. If you want to find out more about how I started playing as lefty, check out my channel. That's all for today. Thank you for watching. Take care.